on the true story of the running of the bulls, a medieval tradition of danger and devotion. The running of the bulls, don encierro in Spanish, is one of Spain's most iconic and perilous traditions, deeply rooted in the history of Hornero Pamplona and the Bois San Fermin festival. While modern-day spectators see it as a thrilling spectacle, its origins trace back to the 14th century, born out of necessity rather than entertainment. First, medieval beginnings, from cattle herding to deadly spectacle. In the early 1300s, Pamplona was a bustling trade hub where cattle merchants needed to move bulls from the countryside into the city for market sales or bullfighting events. The most efficient method? Herd them through the streets at a run, a practice that soon turned into a test of bravery for young men. The first runners. Butchers and herders would provoke the bulls to speed up their journey using shouts and sticks. Over time, daring youths began racing ahead of the animals, turning a practical task into a dangerous competition. A deadly game. By the late 14th century, this practice evolved into an informal tradition, with locals betting on who could outrun the bulls without being trampled or gored. The first recorded injuries and likely deaths were never documented, but the risks were clear. First, the religious connection, San Fermin and the shift to July. Originally, the San Fermin festival was a religious event held in October, honoring Saint Fermin, the patron saint of Navarre. However, in 1591, the festival was moved to July 7 to coincide with Pamplona's summer trade fair, merging commerce, faith, and the growing bull-running tradition. From work to ritual. What was once a cattle-driving necessity became a symbol of courage and devotion. Runners began praying to Saint Fermin for protection before the event, a tradition still observed today. The first formal rules. By the 17th century, authorities tried to regulate the chaos, setting up wooden barricades to prevent bulls from escaping into alleys. Yet injuries remained frequent, with goring deaths becoming an unfortunate reality, forcing the evolution of danger, deaths, and modern controversies. While the medieval era lacked precise records, we know that fatalities occurred. The first unofficial death tolls began in 1910, with 15 recorded deaths, and since then, most from gorings. The deadliest years, 1947 and 1980. Each saw 2 deaths, while the most recent fatality was in 1909, when a bull gored a 27-year-old runner in the neck. Pile-ups and panic. The narrow street